All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Chiefs Zone podcast. I am Farzine Vasugian. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Not a happy Thanksgiving in Chiefs Kingdom, but boy, I know we've got a lot to go over here. If you guys want to call into the podcast, and I know there are a lot of thoughts, there's a link for you guys right there. I do want to hear from you guys. It is going to be a very interesting show. Listen, I know we've all got places to be. It's Thanksgiving, me included. I'm still unpacking and all of that, coming back from vacation, but none of you guys care about that. This is not good. And this was arguably the worst defense remaining on your schedule. Now the Chiefs got 28 points and Mahomes got 4 touchdowns, but I think some of that is very misleading right now. When you look at the stat sheet, this was not a football team that looked like they were serious about trying to win this game after the first quarter. First quarter, that looked like a team that was able to put all of their struggles behind them. But after the first quarter, this was a totally different football team. And I asked you guys, specifically with the offense, I asked you guys after Sunday's win against the Colts, I said, which Chiefs offense are we getting? Are we going to get the offense we saw in the first 3 quarters against the Colts? Or are we going to see the offense that came alive in the fourth quarter and in overtime against the Colts? Well, in the first quarter, we got the team that showed up late in the game against the Colts. After that, this Chiefs team disappeared on offense. And listen, I know a lot of people want to complain about the penalties. I don't have too big of an issue with the penalties. But man, Kansas City has no one to blame but themselves on this one here. You want to know the difference in this game? Third down. Dallas was 9-16 on third down. This is where Kansas City thrived 4 or 5 days ago. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, they just got done playing the worst third down defense in the league. And what do the Chiefs do? They go 5 of 13. 5 of 13 on third down against the worst third down defense in the league. And by the way, for the 5th game in a row, Patrick Mahomes sacked at least 3 times. This is not an offense that is at all serious about trying to win games. I know on the broadcast, Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, they were speaking so highly of Kansas City. I think they might be the 2 most optimistic people in the world when it comes to the Chiefs right now. Now, they said that the Chiefs have to win out, which is true. And we said before the Denver game that the margin for error is extremely small for the Chiefs right now. Well, guess what? You've lost 2 games since then, since coming off the bye. The Chiefs are 1-2 since coming off the bye. And listen, I don't know what's going to happen. If the Chiefs want to make the playoffs, they have to win out. 10-7 is not getting you in. There's no way in hell. And the next game you have coming up, this was a playoff game because not only was Kansas City playing for their lives, so was Dallas. Dallas has now come out of nowhere as maybe the hottest football team right now going into the month of December. They just beat the 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl in the span of 5 days. Listen, the Chiefs' schedule is not egregiously difficult, but I'm not banking on the Chiefs winning out. As a matter of fact, I'm not betting on the Chiefs the next game in 10 days against the Texans. If you cannot find success against the Cowboys, and listen, that last touchdown there, I'm glad the Chiefs got it to at least try to pull within 1 score. But that was a garbage time touchdown play. I'm sorry, it was. The 4 touchdowns for Mahomes, that's nice. That's one of those misleading stat lines, in my opinion. And this is how you did against arguably the worst defense remaining on your schedule. I told you guys all week, Dallas is terrible in so many areas defensively. 4th worst total defense, 22nd against the run, 25th against the pass, second worst in points allowed per game. Dead last on third down. And in the red zone, third worst. Now, the Chiefs, I guess they were better in the red zone this time. They were 3 of 3, but it did require you to get 2 touchdowns on 4th and goal. I mean, Kansas City is just making things difficult for themselves. This is how you showed up against a Dallas defense? What is Houston going to do to you in 10 days? They just mopped the floor with Josh Allen. And with a backup quarterback, they won. This is not a serious Chiefs team, man. This is not a playoff team right now. And they are number 1 in the NFL in money spent on the offensive line. And the gap between 1 and 2 isn't even close. I mean, it is just awful. I mean, this is a Chiefs team that right now, I mean, if you're looking for a strength right now, what is it? Because it feels like whenever the Chiefs were down by 10 in week 2 against Philadelphia, what happens? Well, Mahomes finally starts going out there and throws it to Tyquan Thornton to pull it within 1 score. And by the way, you know what the best play was from Dak Prescott in this game? It was a touchdown score that got overturned. Now, why am I bringing this up? Dak Prescott throws a pass in double coverage to Jaden Hicks, and I think Nick Bolton was the other defender in the area. He gets it to Josh Ferguson. Now, Ferguson was unable to get one of his feet down. I can't remember if it was the left foot or the right foot. Can he get one of them down? Barely. But you know what impressed me about that throw is it was in double coverage. Patrick Mahomes is unwilling to even get the ball to receivers on one-on-one battles anymore. And listen, I know we're 2 years removed from the season with the heavy drops, but you're kind of seeing him again now. With Rice dropping passes on third down, Kelsey, I know it didn't matter anyway because there was a holding call. And by the way, speaking of holding, you're down 3 offensive linemen. I guess no one's losing sleep over Jawan Taylor being out. Not that you ever want to see injuries, but let's be honest. A lot of us have been calling for Jalen Moore to play right tackle over Jawan Taylor. But your rookie left tackle who had a really bad game, he went out with a wrist injury. Trey Smith was out coming into this game. I mean, you have a Chiefs team that is hurting everywhere. Josh Simmons, before his injury, was getting abused in this one. Got called for 3 penalties, one of them on offsetting penalties. But man, he got torched in this one. You know who else got torched? Like a burnt Thanksgiving turkey? Trent McDuffie. Dude, and listen, Romo said on the broadcast, this is uncharacteristic of Trent McDuffie. This never happens to him. At least this season, that's been the case. We saw it in the Super Bowl. When you're dealing with wide receivers who are bigger than you, Trent McDuffie loses that battle. But man, Trent McDuffie got dominated in this game. All right, I had a lot to say, and I do want to hear from you guys. If you guys want to call in, the link is right there. Just click on it. Turn on your audio, your video, put in your name, and let's chat it up. I know you guys have a lot to say. In order, boy, we got a lot of people on hold here. We got Wes, Debo, CJ, and then Marcus all on hold right now. I'm sure we'll get more. So if you guys haven't called in yet, please call in. Be patient. I know we've got a lot of people who want to weigh in. Wes, I can't put people smoking on the screen, so I'm going to give you a minute to do what you need to do. Let's go to Debo for now. Debo, you're on the Chiefs Zone podcast. Head and lead off. What's up, Debo? Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm doing good. And yourself? And yourself, sir?
I could be doing better, but hey, I mean, it's Thanksgiving. Can't complain too much. What are your thoughts on this game?
I don't know it looked like Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson were going on a mid-off because Watson was getting cooked by George Pickens around the end of the game on those slants. And I seen that, and I was like, man, that was terrible. It looked like he didn't even want to guard the slant, and Dak was just giving it like it was like free candy, like here's a candy, here's a candy. Like it's confusing. Offensively, not a chance. This is probably one of the worst offensive sightings I've seen in a while. Other than at the beginning of the season, but something needs to change. Put in Thornton. He's been the main guy for you to work with, and it's like even if you do put him in, you're putting him in at late in those games when it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I'm with you, Debo. I appreciate the call there. I mean, listen, we've been calling for Tyquan. I agree. I mean, what adjustments can you make now? And if you do make those adjustments, is it too little, too late? Because let's be honest, you are relying on a lot of teams to just completely collapse, and that's not happening. I do think the Chargers are going to move out of the playoff picture. When you don't have an offensive line, it's going to catch up to you. And Houston's on the rise right now. But, boy. And listen, I see the comment here from Michael talking about Karlaftis. Man, the Chiefs are paying a lot of guys. And I get it. I mean, the Chiefs really have been drafting well for a long time. And they're giving big money to Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Harrison Butker. But it's not panning out for you right now. I mean, you have to think about what you're going to do with Trent McDuffie. And right now, I don't think Trent McDuffie is in line to get a big deal. Not because of a game like this, but more so because you just can't afford him right now. You can't afford to give him a big deal. I don't think the Chiefs can really do that. Because you've also got to think about Rashee Rice. He's going to want a big deal real soon. I know with the suspension and his injury, may not be in line to get one this offseason, may not be in a position to demand one, but he still might do it. I mean, if you're Kansas City, and by the way, next year's cap room, it is all hell for the Chiefs. And listen, it's Thanksgiving, and we're already talking about the upcoming offseason and the salary cap. That's a bad situation to be in. Wes, you're on the Chiefs Zone podcast. What's up, Wes?
Hey, man, that was my bad on the smoking thing, man. I didn't know.
Oh, no, it's all good, man. I just can't put anyone
I had to smoke a fucking joint after that goddamn game, man. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Hey, listen, 3 things fucked us that game. McDuffie, I don't know if he was hungover from last weekend, but, I mean, man, they really fucking took it to him. I mean, any fucking who.
And that is a player that you would not expect to be a liability for you.
Exactly, man. I mean, he's an all-pro, man. And, dude, I don't know if CeeDee Lamb or whoever the hell he was guarding just owned him or what. But, I mean, he picked the wrong game to fucking play the worst game of his career, if you ask my opinion. Now, the second thing was, to me, I hate Tony Romo fucking officiating games. Everything's a monster play. Everything's this is a huge thing, But he was right. When Patrick Mahomes, when they ran it under center, man, fucking Kareem Hunt was fucking balling out in the first quarter, man, because they ran the ball under center. When they do the shotgun runs, he wasn't doing quite as well, in my opinion. Third thing. Oh, Jesus, where do I even fucking start? I had 3 of them lined up, man, but I smoked pot, obviously, so I can't quite, The third thing, damn it. Pat is holding the ball too far in the fucking pocket.
I agree.
Romo was saying that shit last week, that he's trying to check, he's going away from the receipt, he's checking down too quick. And, man, Pat's he's not had it this season, I don't think. He's missed out on the deep balls, I mean, and Rashee Rice, man, dude, I don't think he is a number 1 receiver, in my opinion, because he's had drops, man. On that 4th down or whatever one it was tonight, he should have had that fucking pass, man.
Yeah, I know which one you're referring to. Yeah.
And he did that shit last weekend against the Colts, too, but he made up for it. But he couldn't make up for it tonight, I mean, I don't know. And then the next game, you see what we get tonight. We like you said earlier at halftime, we did not fucking pressure the quarterback, man. We need something on the defensive line. Chris Jones is a beast, but by God, when 3 people are guarding him and nobody else is doing nothing, he can't, what the fuck, dude? I don't get it. I don't get this team. I don't get it. I just don't.
Wes, I'm going to let you go. We have a lot of people on hold tonight, and I know everyone's got places to be on Thanksgiving. Listen, the Chiefs have gone 11 quarters without a sack now. You want to know the most recent quarter when they got a sack? It was the very first quarter on the very first drive on Bo Nix. The very first play of the game after the opening kickoff. I can't remember who it was. Was it Shamari Connor, I think? Who, by the way, I don't know what business he has still being on the team. Shamari Connor got a sack on the first play of that Denver game. And then on the last play of that drive, Chris Jones helped prevent a touchdown with a sack. That's your last sack. And listen, this is not me saying Spags has got to go, because I'm seeing some of that. Do I think Spags right now, coaching-wise, needs to be better? Yes. Man, I mean, what is it with the guys up front that you're paying big bucks to? You brought back Mike Pennell. It's not helping. You brought back Derek Nottie. Listen, I could have told you that wasn't a good move. I thought for depth purposes, sure, but when you picked him to replace Pennell, what? I mean, the Chiefs have made some questionable moves. I've been a big fan of Brett Veach. I really have been. I think he's done a lot for this organization. But it is time to be honest. Some of the recent contracts he's handing out has not worked out well. And he's got to make some adjustments there. CJ, you're next on the Chiefs Zone podcast. What's up, CJ? CJ, okay. Good talk. All right. We'll get back to CJ. Sam has been waiting for a while. Sam, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Man, I think the couple things that I've noticed with the Chiefs these last couple games is that the pass rush is non-existent. Now Spags has to bring in Jamari Connor, these corner blitzes, and that's really exposing us because you see in this game, as soon as they did the blitzes, quick passes, slants with CD and George. And I think, man, just the offensive line has to do a better job of blocking the front. Of we got injuries, but man, it's just I think we should have stuck to running under center, and also just with the defense. The defense, like I think I saw the little thing on CBS where Dak was like 5th in the league when it comes to blitzes, and that was blitzing all night. It was nobody getting home, and I would like to see Gelati play a little bit better. I know he's still a rookie, but on the D line, bro, like what y'all doing, especially with Kalafis. I mean, I feel like he had a good year last year in the playoffs, but they had a backup left tackle out there. Like they should have just took advantage of that. But I really hated the pass interference, man. Cause some of those are really questionable. I'm like, y'all just throwing flags, but if they can't stop it, you're gonna keep doing it. That's how football 101 right there.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. And listen, I'm not too big on criticizing officials in terms of blaming that as to whether or not you won or lost. I thought it was weird. Some flags came in late, but listen, that's officiating for you. And this is proof that they don't just rig it for the Chiefs. Officiating is bad. All 32 teams deal with it. I mean, Andy Reid has criticized officiating in the past. I mean, a lot of coaches say things. They criticize officiating without criticizing officiating, if you know what I mean. That way they don't get fined. But again, I feel like the Chiefs, they have no one to blame but themselves. The things they were doing, even at the end of the game, where they had an opportunity to get the ball back. Well, what do? You call timeout after a first down stop, but then you commit a penalty on second down, and then you commit another penalty. 2 different guys, Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie. And it's just like, man. And I'm not saying, listen, I know everyone always wants to talk about the last few minutes of a game. This was going on all game long. I mean, the defense just allowing wide open guys. And I know the Cowboys have all the firepower on offense. I told you guys on Tuesday's podcast, and I said it this morning in the pregame. The Cowboys are going to do some good things. Dak's going to do some good things. This is the number 1 offense in the NFL for a reason. Last week, I mean, the Colts were the number 1 offense, but they've been consistently one of the best offenses in the league this year for a reason. So you knew you were up for a battle, but man, I wasn't expecting for the Chiefs to not put up a fight. I mean, you see Dak just struggle and throw a pick on the opening drive of the game. You're thinking to yourself, man, this might be a really good game. No, it was just like the Denver game where you get 2 sacks on the opening drive and then none the rest of the way. I mean, the Chiefs had opportunities. There was the interception that Gelati could have had. Nick Bolton almost had a pick on the following drive for Dallas. Then that fumble that was popped out, one of the very rare good moments from Trent McDuffie today, maybe the only good moment from Trent McDuffie. But Drew Tranquil, unfortunately, he was going after Pickens, trying to help tackle him. I mean, there's nothing you could have done there. Nothing you could have done. Aaron, you're on the Chiefs Zone podcast. What's up, Aaron?
Farzine, oh my gosh. So let's slow it down a little bit. The Chiefs do indeed have to win out if they even have a chance to be the very last seed here. I think we're at the point where we have to admit where maybe we should have shut it down and we should have blown the whole thing up this season, because we're looking at a team that put their best effort in front of the Cowboys and couldn't do it. They couldn't get it done. And the rest of the way out, we have Tennessee. We have a couple of quote unquote gimme wins, but if we win out, we still need help now. And everybody into this week was going, oh gosh, the Cowboys have the worst defense for the rest of this schedule. And if we can go ahead and beat them, we've really got a shot. Guess what? They had an answer for us each and every way of this game. They really shut us down without shutting us out. And that's very disturbing. Can we say this season was a failure? Absolutely not. No. You want to go ahead and you want to try to strive to go ahead and get as far as you can this season, but wow, I think this is a really big wake-up call.
Hold on, Aaron. I got a question. Why is this season not a failure if you miss the playoffs? Because this is a team that's made it to the Final Four every year with Mahomes. To miss the playoffs, I disagree. I think that's a big failure.
I don't think it's a big failure because okay, maybe it's a failure because Brett Veach should have blown the thing up and went ahead and restarted. Maybe we can go ahead and say that's a failure. But at the same time, you don't beat the Cowboys, you don't beat the Jaguars. Maybe you went out the rest of the way, but you still need a ton of help here.
Yeah.
It's one of those 6 of one, half dozen of the other, if we can say it's a failure or not. We hire 2 or 3 MIT graduates to go ahead and crunch every single solitary number that we possibly can to see what we should and shouldn't do. Did we not hire enough of them? Or were they wrong? Or did Brett Veach just go, I'm going all in, let's see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
All right. Appreciate it, Aaron. Happy Thanksgiving. Some good thoughts there. By the way, there is some breaking news coming in. This is from Pete Sweeney of the Kansas City Star. Chiefs left tackle Josh Simmons has a cast on his left wrist and his arm is in a sling. Lovely. That is lovely. Yeah. Wanye Morris is now your left tackle. Unless Jawan Taylor is back at right tackle and you're going to shift more from right to left coming off this game. You know how bad it is when you have to wonder, are we like you kind of want Jawan Taylor back now because Jawan Taylor is better than Wanye Morris, or is it the other way around? I mean, that is where we are right now. We're having to ask that. That is pretty bad. And by the way, real quickly, and by the way, if you guys want to call in, I see a couple of you guys are waiting. I'll get to you guys. Link is right there. Just comment on that. Or I'm sorry, not comment on. Click on that. Turn on your audio, your video, put in your name, and I'll get to you guys. And I appreciate everyone who's been patient throughout the night. I know everyone's busy, got places to be. So I'll get to you guys. That way you guys can get on with your Thanksgiving. The Chiefs had 109 yards of total offense in the first quarter. Since then, 253 yards. And one of them, that touchdown play was 67 yards of that. So you had less than 200 yards of total offense between basically at the start of the second quarter and before your last touchdown drive of the game, where you were basically in hurry mode because they scored 7 plays, 67 yards, minute 49. It took them to score. That was the quickest they scored, excluding the opening drive of the game where they did it in 2 plays. Because that was basically panic button time. And like I said, I mean, the 253 yards in 3 quarters is not bad. But you got 67 of that during garbage time. Okay, maybe I shouldn't use the term garbage time because it was a 1-score game. Man, the way the final score looks right now, it did not feel like a 3-point game. Did you guys think this was a 3-point game? Did it feel like a 3-point game? Because it did not to me. Because even when the Chiefs took the lead at 21-20, it did not feel like the Chiefs were ahead. Marcus, you are on the Chiefs Zone podcast. What's up, Marcus?
Oh, far as then I'm gonna have to call back in just a couple minutes here. I'm just getting my kids and everybody ready to go home.
Okay, fair enough. Appreciate it, Marcus. Daniel, you've been waiting patient for a while. What's up, Daniel?
Well, Trent McDuffie really played himself out of a contract, so it's nice knowing you. You can peace out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's some ticky-tack calls, and granted, I agree with you. This did not feel like a 3-point lead. I was like, how are we still there? Great catch by Hollywood Brown, though, in the end zone. They fought. I mean, they were fighting. We need a lot of help. This is a failure. We need to make the playoffs. We didn't win the division, and we got in the playoffs. Okay, it's not quite a failure. It's a little bit of we'll see.
I don't disagree with you. Like, if the Chiefs found a way to make the playoffs, especially even now, I would consider that a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need everybody, like, prayers, everything you need. Start, doing whatever, wishing wells, do whatever you can do to get help. And it just shows you that games in the beginning of the year, how bad they come back. I go back to that Jacksonville game. Like, we should have won that game and we would be feeling okay. And going back to certain other games that we had that, and we had those wins, and now we're going to need a lot of help. We'll see what we do. I don't think we need to blow up the team, but now with all those injuries to the offensive line, maybe just hope Pat can not get hurt.
Yeah. That's a good point. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was gonna say, like, when do we keep fighting, or do we say, all right, Gardner Minshew, go ahead and run the offense? Like, when do we decide to say, you know what, we are out? I knew that when Houston won, I was like, crap, we're in trouble. As soon as Houston beat the Bills, I was like, we have no margin for error. I honestly thought we could lose one game, and maybe it would be this game, the Dallas game, because it's just non-conference game. But now that when they won, I was like, we need to win out. We need to go, now 11-6 may not get you in.
Yeah, that is not a guarantee. And I appreciate the call, Daniel. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Appreciate you being patient. Oh, boy. Nick Wright is getting destroyed. It's a good thing it's a holiday. Unless I don't think the first things first crew, I don't think the main guys are on tomorrow because it's a holiday week. But boy, he better come up with some things to say on Monday's show the next time he's on. Kieran, you're on the Chiefs Zone podcast. Did I say your name correctly?
It's Kiri.
Kiri. Okay, I apologize. Okay, what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Not much. First of all, I want to wish all the Americans a happy Thanksgiving because, I live up here in Canada. So
thank you.
And that's so a couple of things. I mean, like, we've had a great run over the last couple of years, right? The Super Bowls and playoffs and that. So every team stumbles here and there. I think the overall percentage now for us to make the playoffs, I think it's a 4% chance of making the playoffs overall. Every game, the things that I see consistently, and I went and watched the Bills game in Buffalo at the stadium. Pat, as you mentioned earlier, and a couple other callers mentioned earlier, that Pat is just not himself. Like, he's got happy feet inside the pocket, even when the offensive line was healthy. He just not, he's double clutching the ball, and he's not seeing the field like he used to. Numerous times in Buffalo, the leak running back leaking out was wide open, and all he had to do was dump it, and it would be an easy 15 yards. And I mean, that's how open it was. And he wasn't even looking at that. He was just tunnel vision on the receivers. So there's something there. And I think everybody talks about Nagy and the coaching. The person that I think that the Chiefs have lost as a coach that has the biggest impact, and we're seeing it, is Kafta. With Pat and Kafta, they had a great relationship, and his accuracy, his mindset, his IQ, his vision was off the charts. Since he's left, Pat has digressed. And we're all blaming Nagy since Eric Bieniemy, has left. But I think Kafta is the biggest target on the coaching staff that left that has impacted the most. And I think one of the other thing that I see constantly, Nick Bolton, I mean, the guy's a beast. He's a stud. His IQ, he just reads he's unbelievable. But we let him go into coverage too many times on receivers and the tight ends, and he can't keep up with them. He's not a fast linebacker. And if you watch a lot of those 3rd down and 4s, 3rd downs and 8s that turned into 1st down, is him in coverage, and the guy's already beat him by 3-4 yards. So maybe Spags needs to look at that, as a fan that's sitting in the lazy boy looking at the film too, right? So
yeah.
I think the bigger picture that, we do need help. We can still win because we are the Chiefs, but there is team chemistry. I think the one big thing too is team chemistry is just not there this year. You can see it. A lot of games we've seen players yelling at each other, confronting each other, and that hasn't really been talked about either through podcasts and chats on the Kingdom page, because I don't think the chemistry is as tight as it has been in the last 3-4 years.
I appreciate the call. Listen, and someone else brought this up earlier. The hope was this year, and we heard it all off season, and we heard it in the beginning when Rice was suspended, Worthy was injured. Oh, the deep ball's going to come back. The deep ball's going to come back. Who's been your most consistent guy when it comes to the deep ball? We thought it was going to be, Rice, Worthy, Hollywood. It's been Tyquan Thornton, who you're barely ever even using. And I know that offensive line is banged up right now, but for a short amount of time, you had the offensive line, you had the wide receiver trio. Thornton's been part of your depth. We haven't necessarily seen the Chiefs utilize their entire offense at full strength. They haven't been able to stand up to defenses, and the thought was that this Chiefs receiving trio of Rice, Hollywood, and Worthy was going to be the murderer's row of receivers this year. And that has not been the case at all. And look, I'm glad the Chiefs re-signed Hollywood Brown just to see, what would happen. Because if he didn't come back, I think we would have said, well, what if? Now I don't even know if we need to ask what if. This wide receiver trio just hasn't necessarily lived up to the hype. And I said this before. Listen, Worthy just hasn't played great. He has a couple big plays here and there. Hollywood's been inconsistent. If it means starting to put Tyquan Thornton over Worthy and Hollywood for snaps, man, you got to start doing it. You got to put your best players on the field, because I've been asking for a long time, why is Tyquan Thornton not getting used? And I get a lot of people, and people have been saying this about Andy Reid for a long time. Oh, well, Andy Reid holds back and he saves his best stuff for later. There's no later. You're 6-6. You were 5-5 at one point. This is not a time to hold anything back. I'd like to think they're not holding shit back, because you're 6-6 right now. And I'd like to think they're putting their best on the field. And if this is their best, man, I got questions. And listen, is it possible Kafka is a guy that the Chiefs need to bring back? I know a lot of people keep saying Bieniemy as he alluded to, but I don't know. I know Lawrence Tynes, a former Chiefs kicker, also former Giants kicker. He follows the Giants very closely, and he was making a comment about how the Giants look like a competitive football team with Kafka right now under the helm. Now, we'll see what happens with New York. If they choose to let the entire staff go, yeah, I think for Kansas City, you got to seriously consider a switch at the offensive coordinator position. Because 2 years ago, you said, okay, they're dropping passes. Last year, okay, Mahomes has 2 awful offensive tackles. What's the excuse now for Matt Nagy? What is it? Because you have all the wide receivers you're hoping to have together at the same time. You have a better offensive line. Like, what is the excuse now? I don't know. We got a lot of people on hold. Chris, Bob, Joe, Wes, I'll get to you guys. Let's go to Chris first. He's been waiting for a very long time. What's up, Chris? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, my friend. First of all, this game definitely doesn't go how I was hoping. We started off strong with the interception, scored the touchdown on that first play after the interception. Then they tied it. Then we scored on the next drive. I thought, okay, we came to play. And from there, it all just went straight to hell. I don't know what needs to happen, but I tell you what, this next game next week against Houston, I'm glad it's at home, but Farzine, I got to be honest, after what Houston did to Josh Allen, sacking him 8 times, I'm scared.
I don't disagree. I am too. I said that on social media. Like, if this is how you're going to look against Dallas, which let me pull up the numbers, dead last and third down, that did not go well at all for you today. Second worst scoring defense, fourth worst on total defense. If this is how you play against a Dallas defense, what is Houston going to do to you? And what is Denver going to do to you a second time? Yeah, I'm concerned too.
Exactly. And, at this point, the only silver lining, and I use this term very, 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 very strongly at this point, the only silver lining about this loss is that it was an NFC team and not an AFC team. Because if this would have been an AFC game, our season would be done. But, like everybody's been saying, it's do or die. We have to win out. And, Jesus, we need help.
Yeah. No, Chris, I'm with you. I appreciate the call. I said this before. I said the only loss you can really afford would be the Dallas game. And even then, it's still not one you can really afford. But yeah, I said that last week. But I think given that, the Chargers played the Raiders, I think, this week, coming off a bye. The Jaguars, I keep saying the Jaguars are inconsistent, but they've recently, being involved in these close games, they've been playing well. And maybe that was Liam Cohen, a rookie head coach, trying to figure things out. Maybe they're showing improvement. There's only one wild card spot I truly think that's going to be up for grabs. It's going to be the Chargers, because I don't think the Chargers are going to hang on with that offensive line. Ladies and gentlemen, our next caller is a former fireman who would run into fire when we would leave it like sissies. And he's always got a lot to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob. Bob, how are you, sir? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Fars. Sad ball game, man. These motherfuckers, that fucking defensive line, I don't give a shit. That whole fucking line is a disaster, man.
Yeah.
No fucking pressure. The offensive line is pretty pathetic. Patty's probably not playing his best. Our run games, I don't know how Hunt is doing it, but he's got a few yards there per carry. That's pretty good. Our corners, our safeties, we're getting beat everywhere, man. This team is laying down, man. This team has got no fight in them. The dog is done, man. It's sad. I really thought that, if we could get some pressure, Dak did whatever the fuck he wanted to today, man.
Yeah.
And Lamb, CD Lamb, we all know he's a great receiver. And he took McDuffie to school, man. And I know they was doing a lot of hands. I think the officials, the officials, man, it just depends on the officials a lot on that, on how they give to a corner and a receiver, how they're battling with each other.
Yeah.
And I think it could have went either way, but man, it didn't go our way, and we lost. What he got 3 flags, man.
Yeah.
I think there's a total of five
Yeah.
pass interference calls, man.
Yeah. You can't win games like that. No.
Penalties are killing us, man. They've killed us all year. And then these tackles are going down. We're right back into. I mean, I don't know how they're going to put this team back together. So that's what I'm thinking. Do we got enough in us to finish?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to make the playoffs.
I don't think so either.
And they got all these high dollar contracts. What are we going to do even when we do get finished? It's going to be interesting. I'm
Yeah.
really sad that it's come to this, but you started with no running backs. You started running the ball. We got a little help there, and then the line never really came together on either offense or defense, and it's just so sad. And then I thought we had a pretty strong backfield, and man, they just picking us apart, man. These big receivers.
Yeah.
And Dallas is sitting at 6-5-1, dude. This is not a powerhouse team that we play. They got a shot at winning out. Uh, but I think we're done, man. Stick a fork in us. I really think it's over.
All right, Bob.
So, but hey, turkey was good today. We're still watching football, baby. And
All right.
the show's always good, man. So have a
appreciate
good
that.
evening, brother.
Thank you, Bob, and happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for all calling and the energy. Always could use that, especially after a loss. I'm going to read a couple comments here and get back to the calls. I hate to say it, as I live my. I think you might say I love my Chiefs, but maybe not this year. I am not giving up. But Farzine, what has to happen for them to make the playoffs now? You need pray to whoever you pray to, whatever religion you practice. Whoever the god of that religion is, you got to start praying to them and then start hoping Taylor Swift is really paying people. That's what you're really hoping for right now. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Steve says, wow, listen to you all last week. Chiefs defense is great. Now you all talk dog shit about the Chiefs defense. So what if we miss the playoffs? We regroup, come in. Listen, Steve, I saw Shady McCoy say this, and I know he's partial because he played with Mahomes. I don't think the dynasty's over per se. And Shady even mentioned that Brady and the Patriots went on a hiatus for 10 years. But this is not what the Chiefs are supposed to look like. When you're paying a bunch of guys, and you got even more guys in line who are due for big contracts, and realistically, you can't keep everyone. We've already seen that as evidence with trading Tyreek Hill, L'Jarius Sneed, Joe Tooney. This team's got to play better, though. This is not acceptable. The only way we can look back at this and laugh at it and say, you know what, might have been worth it, is whoever you draft at whatever position you end up getting, that guy better be some home run hitter for you. Because the thought has been brought up by a lot of people, even Bill Belichick on Pat McAfee's show. Well, the Chiefs tend to have these struggles because they draft so late, even though they keep reaching the Super Bowl for 3 years in a row. But we've got to be honest here. The defense has been very inconsistent. They played great against a number 1 ranked offense last week. You played a number 1 ranked offense for the second week in a row. And I will say, I think Dallas has more firepower than Indianapolis in the passing game. But boy, you couldn't even put up a fight at least. I thought we were going to see that after the opening drive of the game. Heidi says, Christmas miracle. Yeah, you're hoping for a lot of Christmas miracles need to start early this year. Absolutely. Let's go back to the lines here. Joe, the room you're in is dark. Is there some light there? I can't see you. Joe, are you there? Okay. Get to a place where you can get some better lighting, and we'll get back to you, Joe. Wes. Wes is back on the Chiefs. So what's up, Wes?
Yes, I am. I had to call back in, man, because listen to everybody talk. I mean, the defense, don't get me wrong, McDuffie got fucking schooled. I think I mentioned that earlier, man. I don't know what it was today, man. He's an all-pro, man. Everybody's trashing the defense, man. Last week they won us the goddamn game. You know, I mean, I'm not defending them because today was a horrible. I don't know what was going on. Everything I think we don't have. I hate Tony Romo, but he was right. We don't have, when they bring four linemen, we don't have nobody. Double team Chris Jones, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, I mean,
no.
There's the pressure on Prescott. There was none. You know, our season's done, man. I've been a Chiefs fan since the 90s, or I'm sorry, since the 80s. My first jersey was Montana. I've been through the lean years. You know, we've been lucky. We've had 7 straight AFC championship games. This year it's not going to happen, guys. I mean, as much as I want that to happen, I don't want to say tank the rest of the season, but we're not going to. I mean, we're playing at Arrowhead. That's the only thing that's saving us against Houston, because that defense is going to fucking eat us up, man. We're already down. How many? 3, 4 our offensive linemen
right now.
Yeah,
We
got to face these guys. Holy shit, dude! Patrick Mahomes is going to get killed. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I think I don't want to say tank the season, but we have been we can only win so much with late round draft picks. You know, Isaiah Pacheco was a diamond in the rough. You know, we got lucky with him. You know, same with Josh Simmons. He had a bad game today, but you know, I mean, I don't know, man. Fuck it, I don't know. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Man.
All right, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Wes. I appreciate you calling back. Joe, I think we got you now. Joe, are you there?
Yeah, far. Sorry, I'm just driving home from Thanksgiving, buddy. How you doing?
No, you're good, man. What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, real quick, what I was just thinking, man, is like, once again, it's the same thing this season has been all season. It's just we implode in every aspect of the game at the same time. Like, if Patty has bad reads on the RPOs, or we don't run the ball, either we're dropping passes on 3rd and 8, which is crucial, or the defense can't get off the field on 3rd down. But like, instead of one of them happening, they all happen at the same time in the entire game. But like, I totally disagree with some of the comments about McDuffie and Rice. Like, for one, Rice is a top 5 receiver. Like, whether or not you want to agree to that now because he got hurt and then he missed some games, some suspension, like, it doesn't matter the stats you can't always go off of. The guy is intelligent already as a 3rd-year player when he missed 13 games last year. Like, he sits in the zone like Travis Kelce does already and his 3rd year in the league. And the kid has an explosive step that I haven't seen. Like, he might not have had a 40 time like Tyreek Hill, but his game speed is phenomenal. As soon as Rashee Rice catches the ball, he's up the field 5 yards immediately. Like, that's why they throw him 4-yard passes. If he doesn't get tackled right away, he's already got a first down within a quarter of a second. Like, the kid's explosiveness is phenomenal. But also, dude, McDuffie has been the best defensive player we've had for 4 years now. Because he had one game, he doesn't deserve a payday is insane to me. Because, for one, go back, watch some of the plays, because they were showing him on a replay, but a couple of them plays where one of them he fell, like, his feet kept getting caught up on the turf, which is no excuse, but like, it's not like he just couldn't run with CeeDee Lamb. And there were some plays where CeeDee Lamb was definitely getting pretty pushy and handsy. But I don't like blaming the officials, but like, it's just one of them games where CeeDee Lamb got away with some handsy stuff that McDuffie couldn't get away with. Like the one on 3rd and 8 when they were both at a standstill for the ball and they called that as a PI. That was a garbage call. That even the announcers thought that they should have let that one go. Like, that was just one of them games. Like, if our cornerbacks got a little too handsy, it was going to get called. If their receivers did, it wasn't. And then that just happens. This is something you got to adjust. And we didn't adjust.
Let me just respond real quickly to the two comments about Rice and McDuffie, because I do think those are the two guys this offseason who you really need to consider, and which is not going to be easy given where the Chiefs are with the cap. But let me just say this.
Yep.
Rice, I wouldn't say he's a top 5 receiver right now. I think he's on his way there. I think he's going to be a special football player. He's just got to work on the hands. And listen, he had 2 touchdowns today, one of them on 4th down where he really came through. I just think the drop came at a really bad time too, and I think that's why people are making a big deal about it.
Yes, I agree.
The McDuffie thing, listen, was this his worst game of his career? Yes. Does he have any of these games ever? Hardly ever. The only other time I can think of was Super Bowl 59. Now, let me just say this. I don't think he's getting, I've been saying for a while, I don't think he's getting a big contract. And I've been saying this before today, because the Chiefs are in a hellhole with the salary cap next year that they might need to do something similar with the Tyreek Hill trade, where they get an overhaul of draft picks, because they need some young blood, especially with limitations on the salary cap. Just to be clear, I don't think he talked himself out of a contract today. I think the Chiefs were already going in that direction.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of them. It's the same thing. It's kind of like a revolving door at this point. Like, we get overloaded on the back end of some of these deals. Somebody's got to get traded to pick up draft picks to get cheaper, younger guys, and then one of them gets paid too much, and then the same thing happens repeatedly, which is fine. I mean, it's part of the business, but like it sucks at the time, because I think McDuffie is a cornerstone player you don't want to lose. I mean, he shuts down one side of the field. I mean, one game is a rough game, but like, it happens. But even then, I mean, what did he give up? Like 70 yards? I mean, that's his rough game. Like 70. Like CeeDee Lamb had 112 yards. They weren't all on McDuffie. One of them was a zone catch, and he got the tackle after, I think it was Connor or Hicks missed the tackle. So like 70 yards is a bad game for McDuffie. I mean, then sign me up to have him for the rest of his career. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, I don't know, pity patty to kind of hit. I know what it is. It's emotions. We lost another game. People they want somebody to blame. But the problem is like, I think is that we fail at every aspect when we fail. It's like not just one thing they can adjust. Multiple things happen, like penalties, defense can't get off 3rd down. You know, we have drop passes. We can't get a 1st down. We have a couple bad play calls that go 3 and out. But it's like, dude, you can't have all those in one game. Like, one of them you can do. Like, there's always like a saying, like, if you're like out in the wilderness, you can either be hungry, you can be cold, or you can be tired. But you can't do all 3 at once. And we have a habit of doing all the rough things all at the same time at once. And that's the problem we have to adjust. The problem is we're 12 games in and we haven't adjusted. That's the bad problem.
No, that's a good point. And I appreciate the call, Joe. Yeah, and it's like this team doesn't have an identity on Thanksgiving going into December. That's a pretty scary thought with an Andy Reid led team. By the way, I do want to read a couple of quotes here. I'm not watching or listening to the press conference because I'm talking to you guys. And by the way, if you guys want to call in, last call to do that. The comment with the link is right there. Just click on the link, turn on your audio, your video. Lines are wide open right now, and I appreciate everyone who has called in, people being patient, especially with the long waits, which is natural after a loss like this. But I do want to read some comments here from the press conference. Charles Goldman of A to Z Sports, he says, bizarre sequence of press conferences from the Chiefs. Andy was his usual self. Pat was agitated. Chris was shell-shocked. I see a quote from Sam McDowell of the Kansas City Star. He quoted Chris Jones. He asked Chris Jones how he anticipates the team will respond to 6-6. Chris Jones responded, "We'll respond." When? We've been waiting for this team to respond for a long time. Started 0-2, lost that Jags game that they shouldn't have lost. You lose those 2 consecutive games to Denver and to Buffalo. It's like, and now you've lost 3 of your last 4. It's like, and listen, I asked on Sunday, which Chiefs offense are we going to get? Are we going to get the one from the first 3 quarters of the Colts game, or the one in the waning stages of that game? The Chiefs were down. What was the score? 20-9. You know, when in games, CBS has a bunch of games happening at once. And whenever those games finish, the audiences for those games, they switch them over to a different game so they can watch the 4th quarter of whatever game is remaining. And Tony Romo was trying to fill the audience in and said, listen, for those of you who weren't watching earlier, this was looking bleak for Kansas City. I mean, did Kansas City, right? I kind of what Joe was saying. Yeah, emotions, immediate reactions can always win. We're all prisoners of the moment. But looking back, do you even feel like Kansas City had any business winning last week? Especially with the way Shane Steichen coach, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from the Chiefs because they did come back. The defense stood up. The offense improved in that game. But now you look back, you're like, holy shit. Like, which Chiefs team is going to show up? We don't know. We just don't know at this point. We really don't know. Other comments from the press conference that's notable of really bringing up. Patrick Mahomes said, you've got to win every game now and hope that's enough. Yeah. That's literally your thought right now. That is where the Chiefs are. All right. Wrapping things up here. John, you are the final call of the night here on our Thanksgiving postgame show. What's up, John? Oh, John, you are muted. John, are you there? We cannot hear you. You look like you have a lot to say, so I want to hear it before we sign off. I can't hear you, John. On your screen, there should be a microphone. Just pick it for your iPhone. Oh, there we go, John.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. What's up, man? Go ahead.
Well, one of the problems all year is the defense hasn't showed up on the road. And today it really came out. It really hurt them today. Every time they needed to stop, they haven't gotten one all year. And basically, it's the way Andy Reid has coached his team for the last 3 years. He tries to keep the game close until the fourth quarter. Hopefully get the ball back, and Mahomes makes a game-saving drive to win the game. And that formula is not working this year.
I don't disagree. I think part of it is, Andy Reid doesn't like to put the pedal to the metal, as some people would like to say. I think that's a big part of it. That's why we've seen some blown leads in the past with this team.
Well, they try to control the clock with the short passing game, and somehow I think that's hurt them from throwing the ball downfield. I think every team in the beginning of the game knows they're not throwing the ball downfield, and they have to be aggressive, and they're not. It's like he wants these games. I don't mind if they're playing 40 to 38 games. I can live with that. I can't live with let's try to grind it out. I don't think this team can grind it out with their defense on the road.
I don't disagree.
If you look at their stats, with the exception of the Giant game, I think they've given up over 25 points on most every road game this year.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, you got to win on the road, and I appreciate the call, John. Let me just look that up real quickly because, I don't think enough people are talking about that. They lost to the Chargers. Okay, that was a neutral site game. Lose to the Eagles at home. They lose to the Jags on the road. They won those 3 straight games at home. They lose to Buffalo. They lost to Denver. They lost to Dallas. Yeah, their only road win of the season is the Giants. Yeah. Your only road win of the season is against the New York Giants. That's not good. All right. Last call. I said John would be the last call, but someone just called in. This will be the last call. Andrew, make it fast, buddy. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Love your stuff. Watching it on X and Facebook.
Thank you.
I think you're totally on the point here. I don't think this team has an offensive identity. We don't trust the run enough. I don't think outside of Rice and Kelsey, Mahomes trusts the receivers enough, which is odd given the offseason work he's done with Worthy and the others. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm holding out hope that we win out the rest of the season, but I don't disagree that if we make the playoffs, maybe it's not a good thing for us, but it's just bizarre. And I hope that they spend the offseason figuring out the offensive side of things. I think we're okay on the defense, but we need to figure out maybe a new OC and a new offensive game plan because something's not working right.
All right, I appreciate it, Andrew. Yeah, and listen, I said this earlier, and for those who missed it, Dak Prescott threw a dart to Ferguson in the end zone. Now, they overturned it, but it was in double coverage. Patrick Mahomes, He's not going to throw the ball unless you're completely wide open. Every now and then, yeah, he'll throw it to someone for a one-on-one battle, but man, he's just not throwing it to players for those one-on-one battles. Prescott almost got a touchdown to Ferguson when he had Jaden Hicks and Nick Bolton in double coverage there. Yeah, the confidence with this team is just lost. It's not good. There's a lot to figure out. Hey, tomorrow we will be back 5 p.m. Central Time. We'll do the Red Friday Q&A live chat. I know there's going to be a lot of questions tomorrow. So if you guys didn't get a chance to call in, or if I did not read your comment, I apologize. We have normally when the Chiefs lose, we have all kinds of reactions. So this is it's usually those kind of shows where we have the most viewers and the most callers, which I appreciate nonetheless. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But if I did not get a chance to read your comment or answer any of your questions, please come back tomorrow. We will do the Red Friday Q&A live chat, 5 p.m. Central Time. Hey, thank you all once again. I'm grateful for all of the support. This podcast, 18 years old, and I'm grateful for you guys who have helped make this podcast what it is. And we've been dominating for a long time. So I appreciate you guys doing what you do. I'm going to get out of here. If you guys haven't had your Thanksgiving dinner yet, go enjoy that. Go enjoy the remaining football games left for tonight. My name is Farzin Vasugian. Thank you all for joining me. I will talk to you all tomorrow for the Red Friday Q&A live chat. Take care.